Dennis Sarmiento Mota, an architect and environmental urban planner registered in the Philippine Regulation Commission, a student of University of the Philippines Open University, UPOU, taking up a diploma in land use planning. My research proposal is entitled Libon, Polangui, Ligao, LPOL, Northwestern Tourism Town Cluster, the new integrated sustainable ecotourism growth haven in the province of Albay. A research proposal submitted to the University of the Philippines Open University in a partial fulfillment of the requirement in research methods in planning for the diploma in land use planning. Now, we move on to the overview of the research topic and research questions. Today, tourism industry is one of the vital instruments generating revenue and employment in the world. Given the fact that LPOL community has been a neglect tourism jewel in the province of Albay, being at its outskirts, mainly the tourism program concentrations in the province are mostly evident in its urban core location and main attractions like the majestic Mayon volcano and its surrounding tourism destinations, forsaking the potential tourism magnet, the LPOL, and other tourism suburbs. It may bring help in fueling local economy in the entire province of Albay. This study was aimed at answering the following two research questions. Why is there significance in planning the creation and integration of sustainable ecotourism cluster strategy in the four localities of Albay province, namely Libon, Polangui, Uwas, and Ligao City? How will the LPOL cluster create an integrated sustainable ecotourism strategy plan to strengthen its role in the province of Albay? The objective of the study. Tourism, as one of the most promising drivers of growth in the world economy, can play an important role in driving the transition to a green economy. In order to achieve sustainable and inclusive growth in LPOL, the following are the primary objectives of the study. A. To determine the significant importance in planning the integration of sustainable ecotourism among the four localities of Libon, Polangui, Uwas, and Ligao City as the vital element in propelling economic sustainability in the province. B. To study the tourist flow pattern and their preferred destinations and needs. And lastly, to assess the impacts of ecotourism circuit development plan in the area. The conceptual framework of the study. The present research attempts to formulate a framework for the integrated sustainable ecotourism in the four localities in the province of Albay, the LPOL, namely Libon, Polangui, Uwas, and Ligao City. And now, these are the actors determinants in the study: the community, investor competitor, and the local government unit. The conceptual framework of the study. The participation of the community, the competitor investor, and the government, when infused together, forming a solid sustainable development foundational to sustain economic growth, will spur and steer progress development outside its core, which is the LPOL, the study area, and then spread its development to its adjacent localities in Albay and other regions as well. That is the basic concept of the study according to various conceptual models adopted in this study, like the famous Porter's Diamond Model, which recognizes the four pillars of research, which are factor condition, demand conditions, related and supporting industries, firm structure, strategy and rivalry, in addition to two additional determinants, which is the government and chance. And the method of data collection in this study are primary and secondary, with two types of questionnaires, which are categorical and close-ended. And lastly, there are two types of analysis used in this study, which are frequency distribution and ANOVA. The methodology of the study. The qualitative research was carried out in the context of existing ecotourism industry in the four main areas of the study in the province of Albay, namely Libon, Polangui, Owas, and Ligao City, LPOL. For the purpose of the data collection in this study, self-administered surveys were used with web-based electronic questionnaires. There are two types of questionnaires used as mentioned earlier. They are categorical and close-ended, which are categorized into three parts. To find out the rating and factors that influence tourism potential, and to test the three hypotheses formulated, an online survey were conducted using SurveyMonkey. And to achieve the result of the three objectives of the study, frequency distribution and ANOVA were used. The expected output. This summarizes the significance of the research work, its relationships to all involved stakeholders in LPOL, namely residents, communities, tourists, competitors, investors, and the LGU and its outputs. LPOL residents and tourists. Promotion of economic to strengthen financial sustainability. Promote responsible ecotourism in the area. Develop program for livelihood and employment. Mobilize awareness and conservation of biodiversity through seminars, meetings, focus group discussions, etc. And devise regulations, plans in environmental protection. For the competitors, investors. Promote local tourism through publicity and tourism marketing. Increase the number of investors in the locality. Encourage private-public sector participation. Tour operators investment plan. And lastly, forging local tourism investor alliance in the area as LPOL or Investor Alliance Center for Sustainable Ecotourism license to strengthen ties among other competitors and other investment gap for sustainable tourism. And lastly, the local government units or the government. Develop policies and guidelines pertaining local tourism programs. Formulation of comprehensive local tourism, corridor development plan. Prepare LPOL tourism circuit plan and destination development. Tourism product development improvement. Infrastructure development. Tourism road network plan. Institutionalizing LPOL Tourism Council that will oversee and manage the LPOL tourism development in areas. Tourism Development Plan, TDP, or Tourism Master Plan, TMP, and collected data and baseline information for future references. This ends my presentation.